the same can be said for Red Like Roses' team. Blake Jin, uh, definitely, I feel like this is a team that could have some real nasty sauce actually, with Blake's capacity to set up sandwiches in just nasty situations and Jin's delayed projectiles. Here we go, starting the match. Already getting some damage on the board on Kanji. Oh my, oh
Kind of
my.
seeing one of the aspects of the team that I initially thought would be viable. Yeah, that Gustav plus Kanji 6P. Kanji is a 2 character, however, but he does have quite a nasty assist kit, as we're kind of seeing here, just leveraging a lot of that. Unfortunately, dropping the combo, forced to play with this Kanji out, but just hitting that grab. That could just be a dead Jin. Now it's a dead Jin.
Crumbled under the pressure and DP to try to escape, only to throw for their troubles. Oh, that I would have gotten mixed. I would have thought that would have crossed up. Getting grappled by the grappler here in a very sticky situation, especially considering Blake only has 16,000 HP. This could very easily go wrong. Tries to use the gun to get out, but gets caught in the air, and that is the first game done with nary a scratch on Azrael and Kanji. What a dominant performance from Sprite.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see kind of how Sprite was going to implement this team's general gameplay. And obviously, I don't think that this is a normally very cohesive comp. Both characters are relatively selfish, and I can suffice to say that Azrael nor Kanji provide what they want for each other. However, there is a lot of potential when it comes to utilization of the Kanji assist. And as I said, Gustav plus 6 speed looks like a pretty damn good setup overall. And like Kanji, despite his neutral troubles, is a pretty scary character in the corner. So as long as they're able to leverage that pressure and keep up the aggression, they don't even really need to use Azrael's assist. So I think that's the game plan there.
Indeed, and we already saw a little bit of it in the first match. Azrael can very easily take you to the corner with his Valiant loops. I believe that's what they're called. And from there, Kanji's assists can actually be pretty threatening. As you can see here, Azrael being able to cross up almost instantly can honestly make almost any assist pretty scary, but Kanji's assists being somewhat delayed, at least it's 4P. Yeah, that can definitely spell trouble for like Roses. Was that an accidental 5C or was it on purpose?
I'm not sure, but drops a combo there. I don't know if they wanted to go for a kill. Waits up with the Kuga, cannot punish it though. And yeah, going to be returning to neutral. This was a surprisingly even game, but gets hit by the 5B to the face. Going to be busted out with that Blackhawk Stinger, trying to save the Azrael with the DHC. That should just be a punish, and this is some good momentum here for Red Like Roses.
Very much needed momentum too. Gonna cash out. I don't think this is a kill, but it'll leave Kanji at death's door one time. Hits the DP unfortunately, so can't get rid of Kanji and DP's in their face, but drops the combo in the corner. What a mess. Actually manages to combo the Azrael for a bit before getting out of there. And oh, that could have been very bad actually.
Yeah, almost a happy birthday situation. It doesn't block the overhead there. Didn't watch their head there. Could have been a potentially good stabilization there with a punish from Red Like Roses, but unfortunately got domed. And yeah, Sprite Cranberry up 2, but Red Like Roses putting up a lot more of a fight compared to the first time around.
Absolutely, they're finding their footing with this team. It is up to each player how much they practiced and studied their new teams for this tournament. But I think, yeah, maybe he just started off on the wrong foot and just needed a bit of time to get into the groove of things, which hopefully will pay off in this match. Already off to getting the first hit here. Couldn't stabilize into a combo, sadly, but still manages to keep up the pressure.
Yeah, this Azrael looking relatively low. Tried to anti-air with that deceptively big 5A and just putting up that sandwich scenario, but no mix just yet. And a nice mash out of the situation, going to be allowing a punish here on this Kanji. And Red Like Roses in a very comfortable situation, but gets hit by a counter DP.
That DP is much better than you'd think, since if you hit it, you're getting hit. The hitbox just magically extends. The electricity runs through Blake's, whatever you call it, whip, I guess. Oh, but the DP whiffs entirely here. If you don't hit it, its range is pitiful. And this is a dead Kanji. Yes, cashing out the DHC. Azrael's gonna have an uphill battle here.
Yeah, Azrael, one of those notoriously poor solo characters, but Sprite Cranberry, very proficient on them overall. This is, however, a pretty rough team comp I feel like they have to deal with. Just trying to go in with those boost ups. Nice cross up and a good cross up again. Just trying to keep it as tricky as possible. And that's going to be a safe resident. Oh, that's going to be a combo into the resident. That's wild.
Oh, that is awesome. I can't say I've seen that before, maybe, but I'm not sure. Is this a combo? Oh, I'm so used to seeing Azrael being able to combo 2 Blackhawk Singers. Either way, getting rid of the Jin here and once again getting some pretty nasty cross-ups. Putting the hurt on Blake, activates Resonance to try and get out of the situation, but gets it anyway. Is this it?
It should be going for that classic Sprite Cranberry Netta disrespecting your soul there, and all it takes is just a couple of hits with this character in order for them to get taken down. Sprite Cranberry taking it 3-0 with that Azrael comeback.
Great job to Sprite Cranberry. It's a pretty dominant performance, even with solo Azrael. Just managed to keep it cool and apply pressure where needed just to open him up and get those hits in. Hopefully we get to see more of Red Like Roses too. That team looks very interesting. I'd love to see more. I feel like you could do a lot with Jin Blake.
Yeah, definitely a team that has some potentially good synergy overall. It's just yeah, I think the awkwardness of Blake is something that a lot of people have to deal with, and Jin isn't necessarily a character that shores up her flaws, but in terms of like what they have readily available, I can see it being a pretty good comp, and unfortunately they just fell under the pressure of Azrael, but I was seeing some very good implementation of a lot of what they potentially wanted to do. It's just, you know, sometimes you get put into that blender and you can't get out, and with somebody as scary as Sprite Cranberry on that Azrael, it can be quite a bit to have to deal with.
Such is the nature of the beast in this game called BBTAG. Sometimes the mix is just it's nasty sometimes in this game. Hopefully we get to see more of both of them in the future. As for speaking of the future, this next match, would you look at that? Who's playing in our next match, Lon?
I do believe it'll be me versus Anto and Antu. Player that I'm not super familiar with, so even if I had an idea of what their main team could be, it might be ratio viable. So like I don't have anything to say in terms of what they might bring to the table in order to compensate for the ratio format. I, however, am fine.
You are perfectly chilling here with your two most beloved characters. I think you will be very comfortable in this format.
Yeah, you know all that shenanigans I was telling about, like, you know, how people have to play with like stuff they're not comfortable with. Not me. My main team is completely ratio viable. It is a team that I've been playing not since I started playing the game, but like for most of my BBTAG career. So in terms of my comfortability, I'm good. In terms of ratio brackets, these really benefit people who play more off meta or like weirder team comps overall. So we'll see. They locked in with Azrael Gord. I'm kind of scared of that team, to be honest. So we'll see. I'll go play more.
Best of luck, Lon, and best of luck to our other player here as well, and to Azrael Gord. That team just screams like you better not get hit, because otherwise you're taking a beating.
That is true. I mean, Azrael does do a lot of damage just with one bar by himself, but you know, he's gonna have to navigate around a lot because Lon is all, like, as he said, it's his main team, very comfortable with it, knows the ins and outs of it, so has a lot of tricks in the bag, a lot of things that he can do to combat whatever Azrael can do against zoning primarily. The support value of Gordeau is actually going to help Azrael a lot too, but we'll have to see how these two combat each other.
Absolutely. Immediately, you can see Lon just backing off instantly, trying to keep him out, as you would expect, using those Yukiko's projectiles. Oh, we already got a cross combo here started. Yukiko, notably, this can go unseen if you're not paying attention. She already has 3 fire levels all stocked and ready, which ups her damage by a good margin. Already
I mean,
getting.
she's already at 4.
That's a
Yeah,
break point.
it's definitely something to keep in mind as well, because her assist, her forward assist, that one that you're seeing right there with the Phoenix, builds her a stack of fire levels already. She's already at 5. She's actually like, and each fire level adds more to her fire-based attacks as well, adds more damage. So it's a very momentum-based character, but you have to be very careful getting hit now, because, yeah, that should be dead if it didn't drop. Sorry, Lon.
Commentator's curse strikes when you least expect it. But yeah, Yukiko, yeah, taking the first game quite handily, if I might add. Lon really making good use of his projectiles and just Aurie's decently sized buttons. Aurie is a sword character. She also has her not persona TM, which gives her some good extended range. And I think the combination of those two are what will make this match pretty difficult for N2 here, with those characters who don't exactly have the best of times getting in. Their best bet is Azrael's forward advancing moves, you know, Gustav, and Gordeau's big buttons with his scythe. But even then, big buttons won't help you if it's a projectile. You're gonna have to be very careful navigating this, especially given how Lon has already proved that he can scale very well into the mid and late game of these matches by just constantly using Yukiko's 6P, which is the Phoenix assist, to raise Yukiko's fire levels and just amp up her damage a ton.
Indeed, indeed. And yeah, it's just you can't. It's very important, as you said, it's very important to keep that momentum from building. So you can't give Lon and his team, with Aurie point at the very least, you can't let them really have that space. You have to try and contest it, because there's that lingering thing in the back, the fire levels right there, that's just constantly going to be in the back of your mind. It's just like, I can't let him build that. If I let him build that, it's going to be even worse for me.
Absolutely. And with this team, the best place you can be is in their face. Both Aurie, who prefers the mid-range, and Yukiko, who prefers the long range, if you can be in their face, their options are more limited, especially with Azrael, who, you know, he thrives when he's up in your face, when he can cross you up at a moment's notice and use Gordeau's assists, put them to good use. But this situation, it could be dicey. Oh, manages to get in, jumps over the fans, and is now, we're back to neutral. This is not where you want to be as Azrael. Yeah, Lon just keeping his distance constantly.
With a happy birthday to, fortunately, Gordeau falling out, so able to burst in and save Azrael, but still. I kind of understand wanting to cash out to, like, prevent burst from being, you know, available there, but I don't know. Like, getting the damage on Aurie is fine, but I feel like the real anchor here is what we're seeing right now with the Yukiko. She's at fire level 7, dude. That did 9k.
Just that super, I believe, did 4,000 damage, which is frankly obscene, given how much scaling that was. This is looking dire for Azrael. Very well placed DP. That was very good.
Ooh, good patience from Lon there. Ooh, but unfortunately, I gotta stop talking, man. I gotta stop giving people compliments. Oh, man.
The commentator's curse is very real. We are just running all over the place. They're trying to find a hit and trying to confirm it.
What a call out with the push block. Yeah, grabbing the push block right there, getting the TRM, getting the kill for that too. That was good awareness of the situation by Lon.
Excellent use of that super, because it hits so high up, and just that TRM. Wow, that was well timed. Looking pretty dominant from Lon's end, I must say. I want to comment on something. we already mentioned how Lon's team wants to keep you at arm's length at least. They don't want you to be in their face. However, with Aurier's 236C, her EX thrust, we've seen that they can choose to go in when they want to and just mess you up, put you in a messed up situation. Oh, different team here. Gordo Waldstein. Those are some big buttons. Maybe they're trying to use range to achieve an advantage here. What do you think?
Maybe. I mean, Wald's claw swipes do have a lot of range. I mean, a lot of his buttons do have a lot of range. Look at him. But it might be a way to maybe snipe out the assist calls that Lon's doing. Maybe to potentially stop some of that momentum from building. We'll have to see.
Assist sniping it's an art, really, because it depending on your assist or your point character, it can be very easy or very difficult. Regardless, immediately popping the burst does not want Lon to get things going. But that's looking dangerous. That's 7 fire levels already, and we have barely taken any damage. This could take a turn for the worse very quickly if we aren't careful here. What a 2D. That 2D is enormous.
Indeed, indeed.
Full combo.
You know, I was mentioning earlier on about potentially sniping out the assist calls, but I just noticed Yukiko's at fire level 8, dude. That one move did 4K, by the way.
Oh, I did not notice that.
Yeah, that one move from Yukiko did 4.1K.
That one also did 4K. Yeah. I see it now.
Yeah.
And she's at 9. She's up.
That's what I'm saying. You can't. Every little bit counts. And unfortunately, Antu wasn't able to put a stop to it. Lon taking the set 3-0.
Very dominant performance is what I would say. But that last game was actually a bit more even. Antu managed to get in Lon's face quite often that time. Had both characters with a good bit of damage. There was definitely a chance. Sadly, I think the Waldstein pick worked against them because Waldstein at full screen, there was a moment where it was Waldstein versus Yukiko. Yukiko did not have much reason to be afraid at that moment. And Lon actually managed to get a couple of fire levels for free. Which is, it's something to think about in the matchup. Sometimes you don't really have to be afraid of the opponent depending on their position. And in that case, Yukiko just had free reign to do whatever she wanted, and she went for fire levels. And that worked out very well for Lon. Great job from both players. That was great matches.
Indeed.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Well played.
But yeah. Sorry.
Up next, I was just gonna say who we have up next. Up next is Pat Neko versus FBW. I recognize this name from Idol Showdown. I recognize like this like player from there. I've never seen them play BBTAG, so I'm interested to see what they bring to the table, especially with this team that they have.
Yeah, Hakumen Platinum is not the first team comp that I would have thought of. But I mean, we saw last week with Moth playing the Platinum does have some pretty nasty thing, and she does actually provide a surprising amount of support value for specific characters. And granted, like, I feel like just on the surface, new Platinum, which is the team that got second place last week, has a bit more synergy compared to Hakumen Platinum. But like, if you are a specialist with the character and you kind of have your groove with Platinum, she can be a surprising menace to have to deal with, honestly.
I have seen Platinum players, proficient Platinum players, and I completely agree. Platinum can be a threat if you let her be. She does have that one weakness that several characters in this game have, which is, it's kind of easy to push block her. She has ways to mitigate it. They can work to varying degrees. But if you let her run her mix, or if you can't stop her from running her mix, She has a lot of lows and a lot of overheads. It can get very nasty very quickly. Oh, yeah. No, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful against Platinum.
She has a lot of like stuff that like might be pseudo matchup checky. She has in enhanced state, I believe her 5C becomes ground unblockable.
That is correct.
Her EX Swallow Moon, I don't know what command that is, but like EX Swallow Moon is a full invul move that you can use as like a throw bait, as an anti-air bait, whatever, and it props her up in the air just long enough for her to go for like an overhead check as well. So it's a pretty nasty option. Like the character's neutral, honestly, is a bit pain pecco. Like it is not the greatest in the world, but like for the most part, when it comes to a game like BBTAG, a lot of characters' pressure is still super threatening, regardless of you are, as long as you get those scenarios in your favor. So like just because the character struggles to get to that point doesn't necessarily mean that they will struggle when they're actually there. And being backed up like a character like Hakumen, who can be quite the neutral monster depending on the team comps that they are fighting, especially like Zoner. Zoner heavy team comps can be maybe a bit of a pain for Hakumen to have to deal with. It can be he can be kind of that leverage that Platinum might need in order to approach. But Hakumen overall is kind of a clunky character, so depending on the matchup, it can also be a detriment to have to run him in some scenarios. But hey. I don't think Hakumen is suffering that much in the having to play the game department, especially considering, you know, we put him at a 5 for a reason.
Yes, he has options, which is something that a couple characters cannot say. If he's fighting zoners, he will struggle. He is still slow and large, but he can cut through them, which can also be a boon to Platinum as well. Against mid-range characters, you know, his buttons, his 5B, his JB, they do have good range. So I do think he can supplement Platinum a good bit. And honestly, the first thing that I thought of when I saw this team, Platinum's 4P it can keep you in hit stump for a very long time. And that is exactly what Hakumen wants. During big combos, when he wants to cash out, he can fully charge up that Shipu, that 236 BC, and absolutely murder the opponent. Let's hope. I would love to see one of those setups. I hope they've labbed it out, because that would be really cool. I love seeing those combos.
Yes. But
Neko is having a couple of technical difficulties on their end. They will be in the room hopefully shortly. In the meantime, we do have a pop bonus. If you would like to mention about that.
Oh yeah. You know, at the WNF, you know what it is. We got that Matcherino. Please go over to that link that has been provided in the chat if you are so interested in donating into tonight's bracket pot. It is not free and easy. I was about to do the whole like code spiel, but we haven't had that in a while. But you know, if you are so inclined and you want to make a direct contribution to tonight's bracket pot, that is an option available. It can be as small as $1 or as big as 20 or whatever you may please. It is completely optional, but if you are feeling generous to our tonight's players, top 3 payouts will be in play. As Chief said, we do have a pot bonus tonight, $50, coming from our streamer and our TO Mastrcheap and E30, so big shout outs to them. And yeah, we will be getting on to our next match. And before I forget, if you want to make anyone in the commentary to say something, the direct contributions are there, but it looks like we're getting onto our match.
So Hakumen Platinum is apparently not the only team I didn't think I'd see tonight. Noel Makoto, that is certainly a team that you can pick in this game. I don't think I've ever seen this team before, beyond people just picking it for the intro because they're besties. I cannot really imagine what this team could have in terms of synergy simply due to unfamiliarity with these characters, but right off the bat we have both assists coming out. What a chaotic start to this match, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and Pat Echo is does actually main this comp, I think, rocking with the lowest possible point value you possibly can at this corner with a 2. But, you know, making it work right now, got the 4A check, almost went into a kill. Going to be getting hit on that Platinum as well. Pat Echo, despite some of the awkwardness of the comp, has been rocking, but does drop that combo. That could be very dangerous with the Hawkman, but I think he's going to get out, yeah.
Thankfully for Hawkman, at least, Noelle's combo does take her high into the air, but oh my goodness, that was over so quickly. A very dominant performance from Pat and Echo, clearly exhibiting their familiarity and just how comfy they are with this team. They know what they're doing and they know what buttons to press, which is certainly a boon in this tournament where unfamiliarity is definitely something that haunts a lot of these players.
Yeah. On the similar metric of how people are going to be forced to play characters that they're not familiar with, they're also going to have to fight a lot of characters they're unfamiliar with too. And like, despite Pat Noko like manning this team, like when do you ever see Noelle and Makoto just out in the wild? It's such a weird team comp, but like, hey, you know, like if you main a team for long enough, you can make pretty much anything in this game work.
Pretty much anything. There's probably a couple teams that are real struggle fests, but yes, I agree. Synergy, or at least making teams work, is definitely possible in BBTAG. It's one of the reasons I like this game so much. There is no cut and dry. This works and this doesn't. You can make it work if you put in enough time. Most of the time, you know, within reason. Getting back to the match though, very cool side-swap combo from Hawkman here with the safe jump that covers all attacks. That burst somehow did not get punished. I don't know how that happened. What a messy situation.
Is Makoto kind of moving and grooving around? Like, I haven't really had to see her play. You know, a character that has surprisingly good pressure options, keeping it all in, but a nice counter hit 5B. Unfortunately, no conversion. Both Noelle and Platinum in the back kind of low. Got to be careful about how you call those assists out, but they're going to be getting hit by the overhead, but the Platinum assist unfortunately rooting out. Scramble situation, but the Halo coming in the back there, saving Hawkman's life and getting the low check, but no burst bait available, and that is going to be a straight hit on this Hawkman. 5 bars on deck. That should be a kill as long as it's super.
No commentator's curse this time. Successfully cashes out. That is Hawkman out of the picture. Solo Platinum can be a struggle, but she does have the solo mix at the very least to back it up. She has an instant overhead. She has a wide variety of lows, in fact. And against a team like this, you can't exactly keep her out. This team is forced to be in your face. That super that just killed. Activates Miracle Gene to get some of those enhanced normals, really giving her the edge in this situation. That hurt.
Got the overhead check, air to air confirm. Unfortunately, dropping out of the combo, don't really want to be a kill. There is a potential for actual on deck, but just runs in and punishes the Noelle drive. As long as there's a combo here, yeah, going to be a kill. And that was a very interesting match, to say the least. Very scramble heavy.
Absolutely. It was pretty fun to watch, all things considered. But yes, Mugen managed to pull one over Pat Neko this time. We are 1-1 on the board. Neither side is taking any steps back. And I really loved how in that last match we got to see the true, how do I put this, the true nature of Platinum's assists, where in one moment her 6P ruins Hawkman's combo and immediately the next 6P saves him from potential combo. That Platinum RNG is, it's very funny.
Yeah, Platinum is the only character with those RNG assists, so it's kind of awkward to have to deal with kind of on both sides too, if you're not aware. But going on to this next match with a little bit of a lag spike there, going to be getting a nice 2B check into that happy birthday confirm. Hawkman looking quite low. I don't remember if Noelle has a multi-target DHC. I believe Makoto does too, so that might just be a dead Hawkman here. Yeah, gonna be going for it, punching him out of the stratosphere, and yeah, left with that solo Platinum holding at that level 2 Resonance 1-touch situation to FBW is gonna have to make something happen here.
Oh, and let's hope the connection also stays on our side here. Solo Platinum, a very different situation from last game where they have to chew through almost all of Makoto's and Noel's life bars here. Off to a good start. Getting a combo on Makoto in the corner. It's free to run their mix 5C in the big 2025. If it works, it works. I'm not gonna say anything about it.
It's the low check. Noel has some pretty nice meter dump combo, but I'm pretty sure that's too bad of a starter to do anything, especially with that drop of that DP punish. It should prove fatal here, as the Platinum will be going down. Pat Neko getting another game on the board.
2-1 for Pat Neko. Managed to keep calm even after losing Makoto and successfully block that DP at the end. Mugen's gonna have to step it up a bit here if they want to stay in the game. And hopefully Hawkman gets to see a bit more of time in the spotlight this time, as he has been the first to fall both times. And last time was due to a happy birthday that, honestly, it looked precarious to me. Noel combos look like they're about to drop at any moment to me. Maybe I'm just unfamiliar. But
yeah, that's pretty true, honestly. But yeah, hopefully the Hawkman gets to play a little bit more. Needless to say, I think they're the crutch of the team. Nice check on that drive combo. Going to be getting some pretty fancy roots here. Hawkman going to be also getting that side swap as well. This is looking good for FBW. Trying to hard bait that burst, but goes in with the overhead and a nice burst punish as well. This is a kind of all them game right now.
They're definitely showing off. Like, this is definitely looking like their game to win. Pat and Neko both. Oh my goodness, that could have been very bad for Platinum, but luckily Hawkman threatening the 60 in the back probably threatened Makoto from properly punishing that DP. Makoto at one touch, and Noel also very low on health. Is that going to do it? Drops the combo. I'm sorry. Is that my first case of commentator's curse?
You didn't say this will kill. I think you said this might kill.
Oh, so I'm safe for now.
Safe. Yeah, I'll give you the pass for now. But yeah, gonna be hitting here with this Makoto, but unfortunately does not bait out the burst. Gonna be allowing for a pre-pop of the Resonance. Playing relatively defensively, got put in the sandwich scenario, but nothing coming out of Halo. Once again, proving to be annoying. It's coming back to you, and there's the stabilization on the confirm to a very good recognition there from FBW, and will be tying up the set 2-2 going on to game 5.
Very impressive. Finally, we're going down to the wire with this one, and that, I think that is the mark of a very, at least a very seasoned Platinum player being able to confirm depending on, like, on the fly, off of her 6P or 4P because of the RNG. It can be very hard to realize which way they're going to get launched, depending on which variation you get. So being able to confirm off of those, I think, is a skill that you learn as you play Platinum enough. And it just looks really cool when you can pull it off no matter what happens. That's pretty cool. Either way, starting off with this match, Pat Neko bringing Hawkman into the corner. This is getting a good chunk of damage off of him. That's half his HP, and Platinum seems to be on the same route.
Going to be getting here in this corner situation. Just goes for the 4B into the overhead check, but not going to work out. A nice conversion, too. Going to be able to corner, but the Shipu coming out, and the tides have turned drastically here for Pat Neko, as they might be losing this character straight up.
That was a DP, so this is unburstable, and this is exactly what I was talking about.
Ain't no way you get full charge Shipu with this team. That's wild.
Oh, that's awesome. That was almost 13,000 damage. That was tremendous. And now we do have full HP Makoto, and both Hawkman and Platinum they have about a third of their HP left, if not less. This is very possible for Pat Neko, but it will be close. They just have to be very careful and really play this well. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's the overhead check here. The full charge Shipu setup that apparently that this team has. That should be a kill here. Pat Neko looking so good at the start, but unfortunately dropped their chance to win here with some unfortunate decision making. And FBW will be moving on with this very interesting Platinum Hakumen team comp.
We got 2 of them. We got 2 of the Shippo combo. That's awesome. Let's go. I knew I could believe in this team, man. Forgive me. I got a bit excited. I love seeing those combos. Regardless, that went down to the wire. That was very well fought by both players. As it turns out, Hawkman damage turned out to be the deciding factor here. At the very end, Hawkman, of course, you know, well-known high damage character, but it's not often that you actually get to see the high damage in play because he needs somewhat specific hits in order to actually access it. Regardless, moving on, we have our next matchup, which seems to be Bumachunga versus Amethyst Gray. Bumachunga, you know, rocking their usual team of Jin Labris, which, yes, there's no way it couldn't be legal due to the fact that Labris is in fact 1 point. Jin could cost 6 points and it would still be legal. It would seem that something has happened to my...
Lon needs to go play his other match.
You know, I forgot for a second that he was participating in this, but that makes more sense, yes. Regardless, we got Labris Jin versus... Was that Hilda Platinum?
Yes, it is.
It was. That's a team. I mean, we just saw the potential strength of Platinum in our last match. Let's see if Amethyst can bring out something like that in this match. Bumachunga, as always, coming out swinging.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh my god, the range on that DP actually coming in clutch for Bumba right there, but still getting caught and going to be put in the corner. Or not, no, got turned around from that. Platinum, you know, kind of getting a little bit mixed up herself. She is spinning around quite a bit there.
I don't even know how she decides which way she wants to send you, but Hilda JC here definitely putting in some work. Yeah, there it is again. Gotta be careful with the Toga. Luckily blocked it, but could not punish it because that super has famously low blocks, and this super missed. Tries to save her with the GC, and it worked.
Why did you press it? No.
Oh, no. Thankfully, it was just a DHC, so it doesn't actually kill. Oh, that could have been a dead Hilda. If they managed to stabilize, but they didn't. Regardless, Bumachunga kinda living on a prayer here. Solo Labris with a sliver of health, one-touch situation, and that's that. Hilda famously using her full screen high-low mix, which I've been told is reactable, but I have not learned how to do it. She does a little thing with her hand where she tells you whether she's doing the overhead or the low. But I think you need to like train yourself a bit to be able to recognize that. Sadly, Bumachunga could not. So the first win of this set goes to Amethyst Gray. But there's no telling which way this set will go. Yeah.
Ooh, using the EX chain knuckle to go through that block string, and yeah, calling out Amethyst Gray right there.
Yeah, I almost forgot myself that EX chain knuckle has projectile invul, and quite a few of Hilda's attacks happen to be projectile. That is sure to be a very useful tool in that matchup. 6B manages to connect, converts into a full combo here. Platinum almost tied. Luckily managed to get her out of there. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, interesting to go into the cross raid immediately there, but I understand. I feel like the Hilda is definitely the backbone of this team, so you need to be like, yeah, bring her. I don't know, like keep her as the anchor in as much as you can is what I'm trying to say.
Keep her for the last character. I totally agree. we've seen Solo Platinum, but I feel like Solo Hilda might have a, her prospects might be a bit better than Solo Platinum. Regardless, Bumachunga is down to just Jin here. Bit of a hill to climb, not much, but two characters is always better than one.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, you gotta be careful calling in assists against this guy.
This is...
Oh! The cross-up? Oh, tried to go for something there, but that should be... Well, I was gonna say it should be dead. I didn't even get a chance to finish.
Sadly could not stabilize the confirm from JA, and Jin got chipped down enough where one hit felled him. Second game goes to Amethyst. That is 2-0 in their favor. Bumachunga will have to... They're gonna have to step it up a bit. Hilda is getting away with a lot of things here. Maybe that...
Indeed.
Come in handy.
Yeah, but Bumba, unfortunately, just the Hilda's been doing a lot of work, and it seems like again, like the Platinum is also like kind of catching them unawares in a lot of situations too. So it's a bit of unfamiliarity there, but also just Hilda being able to kind of stuff out a lot of the options and such that Bumba's team has.
I agree, especially considering their only real option against Hilda's zoning is EX Chain Knuckle or Toga, which are both metered options and callouts as well. However, if they get Hilda in the corner, then that is prime time to open her up. Sadly, could not make the most of the situation, could not punish the JB there either. He managed to hit a full range 2C, forcing the burst. Hilda is running this show right now.
Absolutely. But in a sandwich situation, you got to guess for your life. Good first point, actually. I'm surprised that hit, even though she was in the corner. Ooh.
Okay. Bumba managed to safely navigate the situation and get back into more of a neutral position. Almost got Hilda out of the game, which would have been huge, but didn't manage to stabilize that combo. Gets into her face, but forces a push block, is swapped out, which is very necessary. She was literally at 1 HP. Now it is Platinum's turn to shine, maybe. Depends on how Bumba...
DP somehow able to connect right there. Bumba doing their best to pour it on, but nobody's home, and Amethyst going to be able to kill Labras. Solo Jin, I was going to say it's doable, but with that kind of hit, I think this might be over.
Yeah, using the full 5A auto combo finisher, it dropped!
No punish!
That was just, you just hit him low. And Toga for the finishing touch on Platinum. Solo Jin versus Solo Hilda. I can't say I've seen this matchup very much. Jin definitely wants to see as close as possible, unless Hilda manages to get a rising JA. This was almost the end. Luckily, I did not say anything. Okay. Smites him from full screen with a 5B. He just so happened to press a button, and that cements Amethyst as the winner of the set 3-0. Solid performance from both sides, to be perfectly honest.
All right, and that'll secure their spot in winners semifinals. We got an update on the other match that we were waiting on in winners quarters. Lonlily taking it 3-0 over E2 Deku, so it will be Lon versus Amethyst on that side of the bracket. But we'll be moving into our other side of winners semis, the return of FBW and Sprite Cranberry once again on stream.
Oh wow, both familiar players already here, as we've seen both of them fight before, not against each other, of course. FBW versus Sprite. I recall correctly, Sprite used Azrael. Oh my goodness, my memory is failing me. I believe it was Azrael. It was not Azrael Gordo, was it? It was Azrael Kanji and Azrael Gordo. Yes, now I remember. I'm so smart. And FBW was the one that defeated Pat and Echo, so they were the one that used Hakumen and Platinum.
Correct.
That is a very interesting matchup, thinking about it, because unlike when us, oh geez, forgive me, I'm forgetting. But this sounds very much like a match where both teams want to be in each other's faces the whole time. So I'm sure it'll get very chaotic.
Absolutely.
As soon as they join.
I am back.
Welcome back, Long. Congrats on your win.
Thank you. Yeah, Sprite Cranberry versus FBW. Sprite being a time-tested hero. Here going to be going against somebody with a very interesting team comp. I would bet to say that Sprite Cranberry has never seen anything like this before, because I certainly haven't. So I'm curious to see how he's going to implement it. He's actually going with Azrael Tager. That is a team comp.
Yeah, that you can definitely pick those two characters in hit game Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. I can't say I've seen that team before. I have no clue how well these characters would work together. How well Azrael can make use of Tager's Spark Bolt Assist, and vice versa. But we're about to find out here.
Yes, starting off there with the Yanagi counter, but ended up in this sandwich scenario, but hitting him with their counter once more, gets the low check, but not going to convert off it, dodges the wedge, however, goes for the fuzzy combo, but not going to be a full conversion. We're just hitting counters everywhere, and the get B in order to get the combo. It has been like 7 seconds in this game, and there has been so much going on.
Say goodbye to your friends. Yes, 7 seconds, and we have already lost about 80% of the HP on Tager and Hakumen. And it looks like Azrael is next in line, as we have a cross combo already up here. Are we going to get the big combo? Yes, we are. That is almost 10k on the board. Azrael bleeding out here. Gonna have to be very careful. Yep, force the burst. Can't let him go down.
In that sandwich scenario, but a bad active swap going to be paying with Hakumen's life, and a wedge catapult 2 going to be putting a bunch of damage here on this Platinum, potentially a kill, but no, didn't build enough CC bar. Actually, they still might have been able to kill if they go into the combo, but they don't need it. Go in with the grabs, right Cranberry, putting one on the board.
Tager is fair and balanced. Except not. Like, just in the opposite direction than what you usually mean. First game goes to Sprite Cranberry. Showing off a very interesting team here. I don't feel like that was very much like a synergistic team. More so, Azrael got to do a lot of things, and then Tager got to do his own gimmicks, so it worked out well.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all you need, really.
Yeah. I would say sometimes you can just slap 2 strong characters on a team and call it a day, but that is not exactly the case here. I'm surprised Azrael's auto-corrected. Well, we are going all over with this, but the counters helped Azrael in this track seems to be anyway.
Yeah, it was around the world a little bit there, but a nice slash going to be allowing Hakumen to get into this pressure scenario, but just backing off. Doesn't get anything too far. This is such a weird match to look at, because like 3 out of the 4 characters on screen have such clunky movement that like the neutral game is about a lot slower than I would have expected it to be. But unfortunately, somehow did not punish that burst with his Azrael going in here. Yeah, you know what? Too much dip on the chips, Sprite Cranberry. He wants to go for those fancy loops, but like yeah, didn't keep it all clean, put into their own sandwich scenario. They could have killed the Hakumen right there. This is crazy. I don't know what's going on, but this is crazy.
This is incredibly chaotic. I wasn't the one talking, and I could barely keep up. That was a lot of things going on, just a lot of characters getting hit by assists and then hitting assists, and now we're back to neutral, sort of. I don't know what you can call this neutral, but Tager's down. I can say that with absolute certainty. He is out of the picture, and it's up to Azrael, very low on health, to take down both Hawkman and Platinum, but is off to a good start here, forced to burst.
Literally in one touch right there, and a nice weaving in that burst punish with the Halo 2. I can't believe Platinum is this bad!
Oh, that
the style.
is... Yep. That was necessary. That matters.
That was so unfortunate there for FBW. Got the right call, probably would have won the match off that DP, but unfortunately, God had other plans.
Sometimes, you know, the universe, the planets align, the universe tells you this is how things have to be, and there's nothing you can do about it. That was straight up unfortunate. A series of unfortunate events, TM. Regardless, we're heading into our third match here, which is sure to be as chaotic as the past two. Starting off with Azrael just, you know, dashing into Hawkman's face and getting the two-way 2C loop going.
Oh, he tried to go for the reset there, but unfortunately going to be getting hit for the troubles, and an anti-air to bait the burst did not actually work out here. But still, this Hawkman wasn't getting that low-touch scenarios. You are one command grab away from just dying here, but the FBW not afraid at all. I imagine they want to get this character out of here. Yeah, going into full charge, Shifu should be able to swap into the Platinum. I think because of how much health that Tager has, this shouldn't be a kill, but it's a nice solid 12k and putting Sprite Kramer on the back foot. But you know what? Wake up Sparkle, the classic.
You always got to keep it in mind. If Tager has meter, that's what he's going to do. Yup. Yeah. Both of them just absolutely eating a hit from both Sparkle and Azrael 60. Thankfully, putting Tager in the back just to let him heal up a bit, because he was on death's door. Platinum has a bit of a hill to climb here. Thankfully, for Platinum at least, Azrael and Tager are both low on health, but Platinum's about to be even lower.
Misses the kill there and goes in with the frame trap here. Sprite Cranberry whiffing their chance to just win this set, left with solo Tager. I mean, that Platinum, regardless, is still low, so one Spark Bolt will be able to take it, but both characters have to be very careful about what they do. Just walking forward, trying to make something happen. A nice 2C check here. Is this going to route into a kill? No, not quite. The overhead trying to confirm here. This is not looking great.
In multiple fronts, it's not looking great. I don't know if it was me, but
we're playing in delay base right now.
Oh dear.
Okay. That was the slowest kill animation I've seen in my life.
He died in 0.5 speed. Just set the video to half speed, and that's how he went down. That sucks. For Tager, at least.
Yeah.
Regardless, Mugen taking the third game, finally getting a point on the board, 2-1 in Sprite's favor. Still has to win 2 more if they want to make it out of this alive, or at least not get sent to losers.
Yes, and unfortunate connection issues there. Sprite Cranberry, I'm sure, not too happy about it, but looking relatively good here with this Tager Azrael comp. I haven't really gotten to see any inklings of synergy, but you know what? The Azrael gameplay is there, and I think that's what's been keeping it real for Sprite Cranberry and what's been allowing them to take most of the damage in these scenarios. And Tager occasionally goes for some like grand shenanigans, which is nice. It still looks like they're playing in 0.5 speed.
I think that's because they are. I don't know if that's making these loops easier or harder. I am betting on it being harder. Even so, he still got the full combo. I'm pretty sure he dropped it on purpose. Managed to... Actually, no, he did not react to the burst. That was just a win-win situation. If he doesn't burst, Hawkman died. If he did burst, Platinum gets hit. And now she's in this nasty sandwich. gets hit by Azrael 4P of all things. Sprite working on a perfect here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, you gotta be getting their perfect taken away from them. But this, I'm sorry, this connection looks like ass right now. It is clearly not helping either of them. And yeah, dropping the combo, like, those plat loops are pretty hard overall. So like, someone's gotta get off the McDonald's Wi-Fi. Sprite could have potentially killed there, but like I can't tell if that was lag or not knowing what to do. Hakumen JB coming out. This is FBW's chance to get something going, but like. 2A, you know what? Just check him low. And the slideshow BBTAG continues here with the empty jump low as Azrael will be going down. Hakumen is in the one-touch scenario. Goes up the hop, try to get the throw bait, but not quite working out. Gets hit with the spark bolt, just kill it.
Thank you. Okay. Stabilize the combo with spark bolt. Managed to take down the Hakumen. And that gets Sprite the third win, 3-1 over Mugen, and he will be advancing in winners. Congratulations, Sprite. That was unfortunate due to the connection. I wish they had the opportunity to play in a better connection than that.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. A lot of the decision makings. They're definitely being affected by the lag. I think FBW was affected by it most because, like, they got some plat confirms, but they weren't able to pick up off of them, possibly due to the connection issues. You know, online BBTAG brackets, it just kind of happens like that. You gotta have to deal with it. Hopefully they get that settled in the next time. They were playing in delay base.
Yeah, nobody had a great time there. Hopefully the next time we see them, we see at least rollback and not delay. Regardless, our next match here. Oh, yes, it is you versus Amethyst. I wish you best of luck to both you and Amethyst as we get into this match. Ori Yukiko versus Hilda Platinum. Both teams that we've seen already, and we've already seen that Lon is very comfortable with his team, and that Amethyst, despite not having as much familiarity with Platinum, I would assume Hilda still manages to be an incredibly strong character, especially when backed by Platinum, and Platinum backed by Hilda is still, you know, it's Hilda. You can't go wrong with that 4P. Getting it. Getting into this match, though, we're just neutraling it out, I suppose. Of note, Yukiko already has 3 fire boosts. Make that 4.
44.
Better be careful. Okay, Hilda combos here. Just ending full screen and throwing out projectiles, trying to keep Lon out. But Lon forces his way in regardless.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, is she dead? Oh, she's dead! Oh my god.
She's out of there. Covered a bit of HP too. Why not? Okay, got combos. These loops that are actually quite nasty because of
the unblockable situation that Lon set up. That's devious. She's not dead for this, but this is going to run out a lot of the resonance time as well.
If not all of it from the looks of it. Oh, wait.
Did I say she's not dead? Apparently she was. I'm a liar. Good lord.
Remind me never to underestimate Yukiko with fire boosts. I did not expect that kind of damage. I also completely did not see that she was at level 7. When did that happen?
That's a good question, actually. I think Lon probably gained a level or 2 during the cross combo situation, actually.
Routing cross combos to use Yukiko's 6P is probably a big deal just to maximize the amount of damage that you're getting. That's true. Moving on to the second match, though. Amethyst just doing Hilda things, throwing out JBs and 5Bs, trying to keep Aurier out. Aurier does not seem particularly intent on approaching immediately, or at least forcing an approach, which is probably the smart play. You know, being impatient can be very costly. Manages to actually snipe out the Yukiko assistant, preventing her from gaining another fire boost level. And Ori actually gets a full combo.
Oh,
here.
that's gonna hurt.
Okay, we have the Yukiko 4P actually healing both characters out and doing a good bit of progress that Amethyst had already done.
Oh, unfortunate drop there, but another unfortunate drop. I was gonna say, could have gotten the kill there. Catches the Hilda once again. Good lord. I don't have time, man. There's just too much going on.
I'm impressed that is it Maragi? That attack, the fire pillar actually punished the burst because it was so active. And now Hilda's just in a very icky situation. I would not want to be here. Very well placed DP. Wow.
Oh, are you getting... Oh yeah, you gotta get out of that situation as best you can.
Good awareness from Lon. That she can't really use her EX high-low if you're that high up in the air. Sets up a nail torrent, I believe it's called, just to create hopefully a more favorable situation, but gets put in another equally bad situation, and Lon takes the second game. That was a drawn-out battle.
Yeah, no, there was a few opportunities that Lon had to actually potentially kill off either of the characters, but just some unfortunate drops that really kind of almost came back to bite them throughout that entire match. So hopefully we see some more stabilization from Lon there, but also Amethyst, as we kind of saw as well, just like very content to have lost the platinum. Like the Hilda's as mentioned before, the Hilda's definitely a lot of the backbone of this team that they're playing. So they want to try and maintain that character in this match as much as they can, and you know we saw the reasoning for that.
Absolutely, Amethyst looks much more comfortable piloting Hilda over Platinum too, which probably speaks to their success with Hilda over Platinum as well. But we got a big 4P hit here. Happy birthday, but sadly Yukiko did drop out. Hilda does not seem to care though.
Nope. Ooh, oh no, just unfortunate. Wasn't able to get the punish on that whiff, and could have potentially been, I'm not going to say a dead character, but could have definitely been a lot more damage on the character for that. When did Platinum get in here?
What? You're right. I thought it was Hilda getting hit. That's very surprising. Failed the...
They were able to raw tag throughout that. That's crazy.
I'm impressed. Wow, Ori JA will never cease to amaze me with its range. I always think it's less than it actually is.
Oh my god, the Swallow Moon actually not catching there.
Unable to invoke through the DP, sadly, because it's the regular version. Is this a dead Ori?
Oh yeah, that's going to be dead. 2.5k.
She is 17k.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Just barely not enough. It switches her out immediately just to get her healed up. A wise choice. Trying to bust out of the corner here. But Hilda JC is proving to be the superior movement option. Just putting her in a much better position to punish, or at least put pressure on Yukiko. She's now back in the corner. It's unrelenting.
It really is. Oh, caught by the JB there. Now you're in a 2v1 situation, in a sandwich too.
Oh, and gets opened up by the EX low. That should be, using the cross raid, a dead Ori, giving Amethyst 1 point on the board on the third match. We are now 2-1. I do not think Lonlily will be changing his team, as he seems perfectly content to keep on fighting with Ori Yukiko. That match while not as drawn out as the previous one, it definitely felt more, how should I put this? A bit more scrambly, I guess.
A
Or
little
at least
bit, yeah.
long ranged. We saw a lot of Hilda versus Ori, Yukiko just duking it out at range. And I'm pretty sure Hilda just has the advantage there. But right now, it looks like Lon is vying for the advantage. He's about to get a good knockdown there, and immediately catches Hilda. Not walking at the very
Hilda in the
least.
red. Yeah, probably anticipated the burst option there. Yep, just like that. No punish though.
Maybe pressed too slow of a button. Regardless, Hilda's now in the back and recovering what HP she has left.
Just some unfortunate drops from Lon that we're seeing, and really coming back to bite them a lot of the time. Oh no. That's no good for Amethyst.
Amethyst is definitely on the back foot now. This is not the situation that they would ideally have ended up in. Especially now that Ori got a solid hit. Super.
Yeah. No kill though.
Was that really the super that did the most damage? I would have imagined the other one did. But I don't know.
Oh, got caught by the fan. Spending all they got, try to maintain some space. You gotta work so hard for this comeback, I'm not gonna lie.
It is looking dire. Yukiko was at level 9 fire boost.
I mean,
but I doubt she needs
just,
it.
Any hit's gonna do it. Yeah, this is Amethyst just doing their best to, like, you know, potentially get like some hits here and there, do some guerrilla tactics. Oh no.
Sadly, Amethyst got discovered, was ambushed by the Yukiko fans. She has been KIA, giving Lon the 3rd point on the board, allowing him to move on in winners semis? Winners finals? Winners finals.
That is winners finals, yes.
No, Amethyst still has a chance. They just have to make that losers run. You just gotta believe.
Yes. Well, I guess I'm getting paid tonight, boy.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of that, we do have a healthy looking bracket pot tonight as well.
That we do. Just as a reminder to everyone watching, if you type in the chat, Matcherino, Matcherini, Mastrcheap, no, sadly Mastrcheap does not work, but a large amount of commands will take you to the Matcherino where you can donate however much you please to the pot for this this week's WNF, this excellent ratio bracket. Where you can also, if you don't so desire, along with your generous donation that we will be eternally thankful for, you can add in a message that you can have any one of us say in real time. Entertainment at your fingertips. Speaking of which, we actually do have a very generous contribution from Luke. Cheap, if you will.
Oh, yes, right. Thank you very much to Luke for the $25 contribution with the comment, Liz at 4 points is a travesty of justice. Hashtag justice for Liz. There's reasonings behind that, Luke. Multiple, actually. In case anybody is curious, there is a video that we released about all of our rationality, our rationalizations about the placements of characters, and I think Liz's support value is definitely something a lot of people don't want to deal with a lot of the potential 3s that could have been there if she was, or potential 4s if she was anything lower than what she is. So, yeah, just keep that in mind.
Yes. There we do have our reasonings in that video. I believe if you do ratio, is it? Yeah. There is the video explaining everything. However, might as well do this now. If anyone who has participated in tonight's bracket for any amount of time is would like to, or actually, I'm gonna forcibly make you guys know it, but like, no, I'm kidding. I do have a Google form up. Please make sure to fill it out. These ratio brackets are very hard to balance, and naturally, overall, this is a community-run event. So that feedback form is there available for us to collect data on what people were playing, and also there is a critique/feedback section at the end of it. If you would like to fill that out, please make sure you guys do that if you have participated in any ratio, either PC or PSN. This helps us ensure that we can make future ratio brackets better, and trust me, we are listening to feedback. So, if one of those things is like you think it's a little weird that a character is placed here or there, give your reasoning in your feedback form. We'll review it. More responses, the better. And yeah, if that is something that interests you and you want to see these brackets get better in the future, please make sure you guys fill that out. I put it in the Twitch chat.
Any input is always appreciated. Just as it is appreciated that our next match is going to be Anima Oblivia versus Church.
I do also want to point out we do have 2 other contributions to the match arena. Oh. We did make this a $50 starting pot bonus, by the way. So I can't read either of these because it's by me and our resident streamer E30. So one of you two take it.
I mean, we technically can.
But it's, have them read it.
How about the YouTube?
Okay.
Right.
Or you know what? You want to read one and I read one?
All right. Our first contribution is by our beloved TO Mastrcheap, $25 with the comment, in all caps, I should say, "This money that could have gone to Uma Global, so appreciate it." Very true. It could have gone to Uma Global.
And our wonderful streamer E30 saying, "Stand ready for my arrival, worm." Thank you for the $25 contribution, you two.
Have you considered becoming a voice actor? That was excellent.
Yeah, I actually have. Unfortunately, the business is hard to crack into.
Damn, it'd be like that. That sounds like a very difficult industry to start in, honestly. Speaking of starting,
I think they can go.
So no.
Yeah, so Church is, I know, being a Ragna, Seth, Yumi enjoyer overall. I don't remember exactly what their main team is, but like one of the characters is banned, one of the characters is 6, but Ragna Noel is a interesting team comp. I don't know if they have any Noel experience, but Anima Oblivia going to be rocking with what I believe is their main team, the Aegis Labris.
We have a battle of siblings here, I think. Ragna and Noel are siblings, right?
They are siblings, yes.
Okay, cool. I know Blaze Blue lore is... It's something already.
I'm not going to get into Blaze Blue lore, but for the simplicity's sake, I'm going to, they're siblings. They're siblings.
Alright, awesome. Good old siblings versus siblings. This is pretty cool, at least flavorfully. As for, as characters in a fighting game, I do believe this is, Aegis and Ragna both have pretty strong offense. I will not deny Labris's offense or Noel's offense, but I do believe that each team has a character that is a bit better than the other. Regardless, it all depends. It really all comes down to how the player manages to pilot them and their synergy with their partner. And
that's Backsass Labris going to be getting a kill here with this DHC, a casual 10k left with Solo Noel. Definitely the uncomfortable character choice here, I think, from Church. But, oh my god, goes in with a very nice drive, gets into the super real quick. Not a lot of damage, like Noel isn't known for her big damage numbers, but regardless, going to get hit by that negative fire. And this is still not looking great for Church here, as they will be slapped into this corner position here with the Labris. Misses the throw though. This is party time, unless they drop the combo, which is it's Anima party time.
This is looking very dire, if not just straight up over. Thankfully, I did not jinx it. Anima takes the first game, showing off that Labrys and Aegis really do have that explosive damage that while Rogna may also be able to match, Noelle can't really, not without some very large meter dumps, which could be a point in Anima's favor in this as these fights continue. Church will have to be extra wary of Anima's honestly explosive damage potential here. Both Labrys and Aegis can just kill you outright. Getting into the second game though.
There were some inklings of some pretty snazzy Noelle like decisions there from Church. It's just unfortunate. The character really can struggle to kind of pick up after certain situations and like maintain pressure scenarios, especially since the Ragnar went down relatively early and it's not going to look very pretty here. It could have been a lot worse though. Got hit by the 6P instead of the Labrys button, but still, this is once again bad situation for Church as they will be getting hit and getting their burst baited. Yeah, this is all Anima right now.
This is a very icky situation. No good, very bad. Noelle already down to half HP and looking to really close that out. Yeah, I think that is it. Labrys Red Axe just, that's a lot of damage. As a wise man once said.
Went in for the Gauntlet Hades check there, but not quite working out as well. And that was almost a perfect game there from Anima. Church not able to pick up the pieces.
Very dominant showing from Anima. Just did not let Church out of the corner once she got there. Church will have to step it up here if they want to stay in the game, as Anima is now up 2-0. Potential match point here.
Yeah, Church might be thinking about swapping the team. No, going to be sticking with the Ragnar Noelle. Unfortunately, hasn't really been able to get any footing at all, but you know, sometimes you just gotta learn how to gap here with this team comp.
Simply don't get hit.
Yeah.
Just don't die.
It's true. But like, yeah, you know, for all the flaws that Labrys does have as a character, she is one that can ramp up relatively quickly. And when you're having such good games like Anima is having here, you can be really just like disgusting the amount of threat level that the Labrys can have. And just getting to that point can be a little rough. But gets the DP here. Yeah, this is still took a lot of damage there on the Noelle. Thankfully not on the Ragnar, who I think is going to be able to do a lot more work.
Here's hoping. Playing rather passively, jumping right over Labrys. Labrys not able to really confirm that combo is anything meaningful. Except now she might be able to, sadly. No, sorry, I might have jinxed it. Wasted burst.
Kind of interesting to see if there was like a CC call there they could have killed here, but gonna be able to kill off the Noelle nonetheless, keeping that meter. Solo Ragnar for the first time runs into the 4A. That is max axe. Even if he had a lot more health, that is still gonna be a nice chunk of damage, as Church unfortunately will be getting 3-0'd here by Anima.
That's just how Labrys plays. Let her get to Red Axe and she will destroy your life bar if she manages to get the hit, which Anima did manage to get. Great showing from Anima. A very, very dominant showing. And despite everything, good games from Church as well. I wish I got to see more of Ragnar Noelle. I don't know if that team has much synergy. I know that Noelle's assists are unique at the very least. I feel like something could have been done there. Regardless.
For sure. Yeah, you know what? We have the battle of the well, not battle of the Labryses, but the Labryses will be fighting as Bobachunga, the other resident Labrys player here at WNF, with their Labrys Jin composition, will be playing. I didn't get to see their match against Alami, but I did see it goes 3-0. I mean, this is their main team. overall, I'm sure that they feel very comfortable with having it available here for this ratio bracket because, you know, as we mentioned earlier, it kind of forces people out of their comfort zones, but some people who are playing a lot of characters on the lower tier or like just underplayed in general get to really shine in these brackets. With Itudeku logging in with the time-tested classic Ragna Jin composition here. Probably one of the strongest teams that I think you could pair with Ragna in general. Like this is perfectly available with a 4-3 comp. A generic but solid comp has been proven in the past. Itudeku, interestingly enough, did not play this against me. They were playing, I believe, 9 Noel. So they do have that in the back, and they were playing Weiss Blake, I believe so. So they have multiple teams available, but they're gonna opt for the Jin Mirror.
Get ready.
Options are always appreciated, but this option right now, we're going to see something you don't get to see every day: a Jin Mirror in BBTAG.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
We're getting right into it. It looks like.
I've never seen just the two of them just do 6p. That was hilarious. But Itudeku going to be bursting in the Jin. Actually gets back in the Ragnar, but a very inopportune time to get him out. Going to be allowing this Labrys to build up that axe meter. But in the sandwich scenario, no fear. Tries to go for the Gauntlet Hades, but this Labrys is relentless, but going to be losing a lot of that just getting hit. Once again, that is who's 6p is whose? I can't tell.
Your guess is as good as mine at this point. Oh, manages to nail both the point and the anchor with the Toga, and sends another Toga right back. This is an argument, and they are fighting with Togas. Sadly, one of these Togas seems to be about to go down. Gonna use Cross Raid here to successfully take out Itudeku's Jin. I had to double check to make sure which Jin it was.
Unfortunately, stood up into the Snowflake here. Gonna get hit by the 5A, but not gonna be able to continue. Ragna, pretty well known for their solo comebacks, but not quite going to be able to get it here. Goes in for another cross raid. Ragna Jin going to be taken out in the same fashion. 1-0 for Bumbachunga.
That was definitely not very skewed to either side. That was the winner was not very clear until the very end. These two are proving to us that they know their way around these teams.
Get ready.
While Bumbachunga definitely has more experience with their team, Ragna Jin is it's a day one team, right?
Can't escape
Yeah,
from
like
Like you can make it work.
it is a very good team composition overall. And like I said, one of the best that you could potentially have available here. But still, both characters are still ones that you have to get used to. And like Itudeku, can't imagine that they have a lot here, but going to be getting the grab reset. Oh my god, Labrys DP sucks, but it doesn't actually punish Labrys DP good, question mark?
I think the net bonus there was just 0. They didn't get hit either one. I think Labrys DP is simple as just as Bumbachunga is in the corner right now. Took a beating on Labrys's end. Jin is also at about half HP.
Going to be hitting the DP there as well. Bumbachunga kind of been playing on the defensively overall. The life totals aren't super disparaging here, but the happy birthday going to be putting this game into a more equal situation. But still, we're returning back to neutral. Like, kind of to note, like, this has been a really slow match overall, despite both players, I think, being on the more aggressive end. But I think Itudeku going to be losing their first character. It might need the DHC, but that's well worth it.
Absolutely. That is Jin out of the picture. It's still Ragna solo. Very possible comeback here. Just needs to not have his DP blocked by Jin. Sadly, that is the case here. Gonna cross. I don't think this is. Oh, never mind. Me and my big mouth. It is enough.
Yeah. Once again, you know, just dying to the cross raid. Bumbachunga's got those combos on lock, and Itudeku has not really been able to kind of stabilize these games in his favor. It's not like the neutral game is like necessarily going that poorly. It's just like they seem kind of unfamiliar on how to get in and keep in with the team comp, but regardless, Yang Weiss, a composition I think they're going to be more comfortable with just the advent of Yang being there. They're one of their star characters on their main comp, Ruby Yang. Paired up with Weiss, though, who is a character that can be a little awkward to play. Let's see what Itudeku has to bring it back here.
Hopefully enough to turn the tables. Immediately off to a good start, getting some solid damage off on Labris. And in the corner now, this could potentially be nasty. Labris DP good? That's crazy. I can't believe it.
Yeah, the 6B hit kind of working out, but making it a little bit of an awkward situation. Trying to go in, beta DP, whatever. Itudeku keeping up with the aggression, and they look way more comfortable on this character. The difference is night and day here, but unfortunately, still going to be getting hit by that DP. Not going to be pressing there in that situation. Omachunga trying to put it back, gets hit by the Koga. That will put her into eye burn, which might prove to be a bad situation, but no, just gonna be no fear. DP straight out. Bring in the Weiss. Oh no!
Uh-oh. Omachunga maintaining a very healthy lead. Itudeku is down to, I would say, their less favorable character to be the one left. I don't know how much experience they have with Weiss, but they have a steep hill to climb here. Managed to get a stray hit off on Jin and convert into a super, which is very nice. But gets put back into the corner. Oh, just walks right out.
Yeah, just trying to space out this Weiss here. Nice tech on the throw, but you gotta play out of your mind here with this solo Weiss, a character that is by no means bad solo, but she can really struggle to keep up the momentum and going to be getting hit. This is looking all down here for Itudeku. Doesn't block the overhead too. Gonna be able to convert, and Omachunga, another Labris player, taking it 3-0.
This might be the day of Labris as she flies off into the distance. Great showing from both players, but undoubtedly, Omachunga's familiarity and overall how comfortable he was with his team from the outset played a key role in assuring his victory here. Really giving him some freedom that you wouldn't usually have in an environment like this.
Yes, and the Labris will be returning. Amethyst Gray versus Hilda Platinum, and actually gonna be swapping over the Batista Yukiko. I would say overall, Amethyst is pretty good on both the Hilda and the Yukiko. They're star players, but this team, I think, is probably more balanced overall in terms of the point value, and probably equally as annoying for Anima have to deal with. This is very much a zoning space control comp, not really focused on kind of enabling Platinum. It's interesting. I saw them playing this a little bit earlier. I know they haven't played in a decent while, but it's one of the better comps that I think Yu-Gi-Oh does have access to.
And I do think it is a good comp against Anima's team, which almost entirely relies on being in your face. They do have a few sparse long-range options, but they don't really measure up to Batistas and Yukikos here. So it will come down ultimately to whether Anima can get in and stay in or not.
Yeah, unfortunately got hit there, and that should be proving fatal here for the Batista Yukiko. Oh, actually no. Yeah, just low ass Labris, unfortunately getting hit on the way out, not going to be able to save her. Yeah, this is going to be a solo potential Yukiko comeback, and I have definitely seen Amethyst do it, especially here at level 8, but immediately, unfortunately they did the fire boost there, so lost a lot of tempo, but the threat level has been greatly increased.
You absolutely do not want to eat a hit, and even blocking Yukiko right now would be dangerous. Thankfully for Anima, she is out of resonance, which means her chip damage is greatly reduced. But, Yukiko at level 8, you cannot discount this. Of 1 or 2 good hits, and she could completely turn the tables. It is just entirely up to Amethyst if that can be made possible or not. Great use of the pillars to barely catch Aegis on her way down from super jumps.
Yeah, ooh, unfortunately there went for the Augie. I'm not sure if they really wanted that, but it just a nice, simple, clean punish. Did not falter in the face of that level 8 Yukiko and kept it all cool. We'll be taking the first game.
Great composure from Anima, able to just slowly but surely get in on Yukiko and prevent her from really cashing in on that level 8 fire boost. Which really makes you think, because in order to get fire boost, at least when Yukiko is solo, you do end up having to sacrifice some momentum. Looks like we won't have to worry about that though, as Amethyst has switched back to their Hilda Platinum from earlier matches.
You know, I think overall, Amethyst really likes playing around with like Hilda teams. And, you know, as a great of an enabler she is, she can be quite the pain for a lot of characters to deal with, even slower. What was I trying to say there? I said slower. Whatever. Hilda's good.
You would be hard pressed to find someone who disagrees with that statement. However, it would be also hard to disagree that Hilda could have taken some catastrophic damage there had Anima not combo. We have Platinum out in point now. Hopefully she can make good use of Hilda's 4B, but for now she's going to be eating a nasty combo. Labrys is at Red X now, that's very dangerous.
Oh, they believed in that confirm. Unfortunately, I think that will be proving fatal here, as they do have a lot of, well, they don't have a lot of meter available. I think they just have enough to kill. I can't believe she's not dead. That's actually wild. Then, you know, Aegis is such a spooky character that, like, I don't think you want to mess with her. That might actually kill here. Simple confirm. And yeah, going to be left here with a solo Hilda. Don't think they can complain that much considering the life totals, but they're going to be trying to chase her down. But a nice EX chain knuckle, yeah, using the projectile invulnerability just to ignore a lot of what Hilda has to do, and potential one-touch scenario, I think, here with how much axe bar there is. The TRM?
Awareness. Well, TRM, this could be Hilda's last breath, assuming the combo keeps up, able to clutch it out. Even if that didn't kill, cross trade was available immediately after. Great job to Anima, able to close that set out decisively with Labrys, putting another score on the board in their favor. Another score, another point.
I mean, technically you're putting another score on the table. Technically.
Get ready.
No team change on Amethyst's side, which means they are perfectly content to keep fighting with Hilda Platinum. Hopefully, for them, they can find their openings and not get hit like that. What?
Was that a Labrys sucks moment or a Platinum burst being good moment? I can't tell. That was
Literally
a
Platinum Burst?
Okay.
Yes. Platinum Burst goes a lot more forward than other bursts, which can make situations like that awkward. Regardless, able to stall out over the missiles. Hilda 4P coming in, just occupying the entire screen as it does, able to confirm into a whole combo here. Gonna have some corner Oki here. He whiffs the instant overhead, sadly, and gets clipped while they're at it.
In that sandwich scenario, not going to be anything spooky just yet, but a nice 4P. Unfortunately, got a little clip there, so couldn't convert off the combo, but hits the 5C. Yeah, hitting the excellent, but forcing Hilda away from the other side of the screen. But Anima, not deterred, going to be maintaining that aggression push block coming out. Yeah, just trying to stay in, but keeps... Yeah, okay, yeah, Hilda will be bursting out. This has been a scramble fest, to say the least.
And it is looking pretty dicey for Amethyst as well, as both Platinum and Hilda are at red health, just like Labrys here, who will not be going down unless they manage to confirm into a Resonant Super, and that is enough to take out Labrys, leaving Aegis as the sole fighter against a Platinum and Hilda that are frankly one touch away as far as Aegis is concerned.
Yeah, you know, Aegis does do quite a bit of damage, and just playing it pretty smart. They're trying to air assault, but a nice catch there. However, a lot of the resonance has been run out, and approaching Hilda as Aegis can prove to be quite annoying, especially with all that chip being built here. Yeah, just going to be trying to check him with lasers here or there. All of that is building up as they will be putting into the red health zone sometime soon. Run straight into the nail tor, but no full conversion. This is still looking good for Ami here as they are at... Yeah, they just basically just took Aegis from like basically full health to nothing just through chip damage, and that is definitely proving a lot of the strength that Hilda can bring it to the table.
Absolutely. And probably the most notable part of all of that was the fact that it was really hard to not take that chip damage. Nail Torrent is a full screen super as far as we're concerned in that situation. You have no choice but to take that chip, which just makes Hilda really strong in resonance. Regardless, third match, fourth, I think.
Fourth match.
Yeah, fourth.
It's 2-1 right now. Yeah, you know.
I
think Ami playing it right here, trying to play defensively, gets blocked by the Platinum assist, but busts out with the super, getting put into the corner. This can be very spooky, but doesn't go for anything. Maybe try to bait a DP or whatever, but the Hilda is back to the neutral, bursts out just in time, and that is a fortunate time to burst out, but Anima going to be getting a burst of their own here. This is not looking good for Ami. That Hilda, who's been doing so much work, is low in the back.
Gonna have to rely on Platinum for a good bit. Oh, well, something seems to have occurred here.
That's really weird. There's no reason why it should have disbanded.
It just disbanded.
It just died. It just died. I didn't disconnect from anything.
It's just gone.
It just died. That's really weird.
Okay.
I mean, room's back up, but yeah, no, nothing happened on my end besides that.
How whack? I guess I'm just guessing replay it because it's
just replay it. Yeah. I mean, I have a witness. Somebody's like, Pokedude's watching my Discord stream. There was no disconnection. They
started
just went
before E30.
It nothing happened that would have foretold that it would have DC'd, sadly. Unfortunate, but our players are willing to run it back, thankfully. Hopefully nothing like that happens again. Here we go. Fourth match, set take 2. And we instantly have Hilda in the corner. Not looking great. Oh, but manages to break out, thankfully for them.
Are we counting this match cheap?
We're counting it. They're playing it out.
Well, we'll have some very nice BBTAG radio going on for you here, folks, as this, this Platinum hitting the DP there. Oh my god, actually clipped with the Labrys 5A, but unfortunately not working out. Putting in this sandwich scenario and returning back to neutral. Definitely been, like, really weird how both players are playing. Is like, no one's really been able to get a really consistent, solid hit in and another DP out of the situation. But what I do know is that Amethyst's characters are quite low. I'm surprised that it was a super there. I'm pretty sure that would have killed.
Yeah, instead opted to go for the same situation, which did end up paying off as Platinum is now down. It is down to solo Hilda to take down a very healthy Labrys and Aegis, starting off with a short 5A combo and a small DP. However, she is eating a corner combo here. 5 bars on deck, opts to go for the Oki immediately.
Yeah, I think maybe try to pressure her on the landing there with the Aegis 4P, but thankfully only level 2 resonance, so the chip damage that is available isn't going to be a lot, but that's still potentially a one-touch situation depending on what Hilda has to do, but yeah, spends the meter. Actually, yes, no, still is.
All right, spent her whole resonance in order to chip out Labrys and ultimately get the final hit on her, leaving solo Aegis. Now, this is absolutely a get in or die situation, as Labrys has very poor options at range. However, if she manages to get in, Hilda has very few options aside from push block to deal with Aigis' intense high-low pressure.
Yeah, but just gets hit by the JB there. I guess does quite a bit of damage. That should be a kill. Yeah.
Cashes out with super, and that is Anima taking the 4th game.
And their last game, yeah.
And the last game. Wins 3-1. Unfortunately, I hope our narration was sufficient.
E30 was able to tune into the Discord stream, so they were still able to see it.
Alright, cool.
Thankfully, but unfortunately, Amethyst will be bowing down in that 5th place position. Another Labrys moves forward. This is definitely the most amount of Labrys that I've seen in any night before, much less in top 5. Very exciting to have to see. You know, like I said, a lot of players that play a lot of those lower end characters very much can shine in this format style, and we're seeing just due to the environment, their play and what they are able to do is a lot more freeform because of the lack of checks that are available. So very exciting to see. You know, as much as I rag on Labrys, I do enjoy watching the character. She's pretty funny, and really glad to see that she's making it quite far. But you know what? It could be a Labrys duel up next, depending on how this set between Bombachunga and FBW goes.
FBW's Hakumen Plat has taken them this far. I will be frank, I do not know much about this player, but they have surprised me with this team. I am excited to see how this match goes down as we start off our second losers quarters match here.
Yes, like I said, duel to see if there's a Labrys mirror or Anima has to play another Platinum. I didn't even comment on the Platinum. There has been 2 Platinum players tonight too. That's wild. But regardless, going to be getting hit by the counter here. Bombachunga going to be put into this corner position. What's it going to be? Yeah, you know, like Hakumen can cancel a lot of his specials into that overhead here, but not going to keep it all burst safe. A nice hit on this Platinum as well. Going to be spending quite a bit of bar in order to continue this combo. Ooh, but gets the 4A check. That is going to hurt. Yeah, it has to burst out.
And yep, we are pretty evenly matched now, although Hakumen is going to started putting the pain on Labrys before forcing an active switch to Jin. Labrys is back out in front though, as Jin still Bombachunga still wants Jin to heal up, using the 6P to continue that combo, forcing a burst. Muga and both characters into red. Platinum could have died there. EX Swallowing managing to invoke through Labrys JC. However, Platinum sadly still goes down. Wait. Oh.
Yeah, I think if I had beat her there, that could have been a guaranteed kill, but unfortunately spent it a lot on getting hit by the raw Shippu there. You know, like, Bombachunga's gotta be careful. Like, one hit here or there could really spell doom for both of their characters. Gonna be clashing there in the neutral, but nothing quite. A nice counter hit JB, but not quite going to be hitting the confirmed there. Another raw Shippu surprisingly hitting the Jin from that range. FBW looking to make a comeback here as they'll get hit by the bonk.
Color me impressed. Not only was that a very good instant overhead from Hakumen using EX Tsubaki after the dash hop, but also I'm just impressed at Shippu's effective range. Like, I know it's a projectile, but both of those times Hakumen managed to connect the sword hit as well. He does lean into it quite a bit, and sword is very long. But wow, I did not expect to see Shippu be used in that manner. That's, Frank, that's pretty awesome, I think.
Yeah, deceptively big hitbox on the sword section too, so it can be a good call out on some occasions. Unfortunately, dropped out of that combo will be that blue beat. Hakumen in the corner, spitting a lot of push blocks, but it doesn't look like they got a good plans to get out. And a nice coverage there with the Platinum, going to be allowing Bombachunga to get back in and bait that DP.
This could be some big damage on Hakumen. who is down to a third of his HP. Very, could have been a nasty sandwich situation before Bumba kind of just let him off the hook. Platinum now roaming free, manages to get a hit with 5A. This combo might take Labrys to the corner. Yes, and now we have a burst. I'm sorry, this is happening very quickly.
Yeah, it gets hit by the mash 5A there. Bumba not choosing to continue their aggression, just trying to play around in the neutral. 6P coming out, a nice confirm into the super, just gonna keep it clean, keep it simple, keep it burst safe. And both Jin and Hakumen are relatively low. Both characters have to be pretty careful, and not the decision I was expecting to make, but tried to convert off the combo, gets in the Labrys, and not a huge punish. Unfortunately, Labrys DP not working out in that situation, and I think Bumba is going to be losing their character. Only level 2 resonance there on the Jin 2.
Cross raid to finish it out. Hakumen, or I should say Mugen, has the active switch buff, so Hakumen is recovering HP at a greater speed than usual. Manages to combo that, but only on plat, thanks to Hakumen. Both characters effectively one-touch, but that EX, I'm not sure what that move is called, 236C, manages to catch Jin, giving Mugen the opportunity to just close out that set. 2-1 in their favor.
Yes, and the Labrys Mirror Dream slowly fading away as Bumba unfortunately not able to finish out some situations, or perhaps maybe a little too afraid of FBW's kind of options there. But regardless, despite the 2-0 victory, or 2-0 victories right now, I think Bumba is still slated to potentially bring it back here. It's just they gotta keep it clean, keep it cool here, but unfortunately for FBW, not going to be getting their combo there, but will be baiting the burst, and this is this is looking downhill.
Already down to half HP on both characters. Jin at red health gonna want to swap out to Labrys, who has no red health left. This is looking, I'm not gonna lie, it's looking dire for Bumba. Manages to bait out the Yukikase, but not the DP. The pressure from Hakumen Platinum is relentless. Just DPs through the projectile and through the super, taking down Labrys, leaving Jin solo with level 3 resonance, so there is still a chance. However, it will be very difficult. This is a steep hill to climb. Oh, that's a great start to it, though.
Yeah, I believe that was a DP assist, so the counter flames did not come out. This is still not like the greatest situation, but Mugen going to be keeping their character in with that low of health is can potentially be pretty dangerous. Gets the vibe check that Hakumen's dead. I'm surprised they're not getting him out here. Yeah, gonna be swapping over into the Platinum. One bad assist call can be it, but an unfortunate air dash into the EX there will be allowing FBW to take it 3-0 over Bumba.
I am rather surprised at this team making it this far. I don't know if I should call it team synergy between Hakumen and Platinum, or if I should say that that used to using this team. Like I said, I am unfamiliar with this player, so maybe this is their main team, maybe it is not. But it is certainly a unique team that I'm glad to see has been seeing success in this bracket, because it's new, and it's showing us, you can make most things work if you put in the time and effort, which evidently Mugen has.
Yeah, never seen this player before, but getting top 8 in this tournament format with a really bizarre team. I mean, it's got the full charge ship boost set up, it's got something going on for it. I can see kind of some awkwardness when it comes to the neutral game, but in this tournament environment, especially when there's not as many checks as Platinum might normally have, I can see it really working out. And yeah, Hakumen Platinum will be slotting their way into guaranteed top 4 position. We'll see if they're able to get into top 3.
There is something to be said about that. Yes, this environment is very unique, and it definitely lets certain characters thrive more than they usually would, simply because of the restricted nature of ratio brackets, which is really cool to see. I'm very glad that we've gotten to see a lot of and a lot of characters that don't usually have such a spotlight on them, such as Platinum, Labris. We've seen a good bit of Yukiko from you, and also a bit of from Amethyst. But now we have our next match, and it's going to be Lonlily versus Sprite. Lon most likely are going to be locking in their usual team. Sprite here seems to be going with Azrael Tager. Maybe they'll change their mind. We shall see in a moment. But this looks to be yet another case of I want to be in your face versus please don't be in my face type of matchup. We'll simply have to see what team they decide on before we start. Locked in, the Azrael Tager. Tager is an interesting pick against these two characters, as I would imagine Oray's immediate range and Yukiko's projectiles, coupled with, Tager's mobility, make it very difficult. I'm pretty sure, yes, Azrael will be key in this fight. As we're seeing here, Azrael immediately opening them up.
I mean, I was gonna say Tager has to do his best to try and get in, but Lon's Aurier is already in the red. Oh no!
Oh my goodness.
Yukiko TP sucks. Backdash? Ooh, I was anticipating a backdash. Nope.
Luckily, there is one thing that Tager has going for him. Well, he has a couple, but his DP is quite large, even though it's just his body. It does hit quite a distance away.
Oh, she's dead.
That is crazy. Color me impressed. I did not expect that to happen. First game goes to Sprite with a pretty excellent showing, might I add. Especially considering the matchups. Just managed to not falter in the face of Lon's attempts to keep him out.
Like, from the jump, the man did DP assist. I don't think he cared one way or another what Lon was gonna do. I ain't gonna lie.
You make a very good point. Oh, but it looks like Lon is going to be able to get his game plan going right off the bat. Already have 3 fire boosts on Yukiko. Oh dear.
Oh no! Yeah, tried to go for a command grab there, but the block stun from the DP active swap a little bit too long to convert off of that. Oh no.
Oh dear. Alright, only got hit by some of the hits of that super, so did not take the full brunt of the damage. But Tager is down to red health.
Whoa! Azrael backdash invulning right through the EX thrust from Aurier. Oh my god, I thought she was dead again.
This is a roller coaster.
There's so much happening. I mean, granted, I understand why, because as you said, Sprite wants to try and get in, but Lon wants to do their best to not let that happen, and so far, back and forth, 1-1.
Yeah, and it is further accentuated, that back and forth, by the fact that Sprite's team is an 18k health character and a 20k health character. So he has a lot of HP to be able to just tank hits. He can afford to make a lot more mistakes than other characters can, especially in the face of Yukiko's fans, Aurier's pokes, which gives him more opportunities, which just means that Lon has to work even more to keep him out. Oh dear. Forces the burst, understandably so. Those fans are putting in work. Active switches to Ori just to try to get something going here. Catch this stuff forward dash.
And so far, like, oh, I was definitely anticipating a command grab there. Not the one I expected though, but still, it's still could be anyone's game considering who's on screen, especially on the side of Sprite. But it's looking less and less favorable as time goes on.
Absolutely.
Well, it's definitely looking really bad with Azrael out of the picture now.
Oh, it is dire, especially given that Yukiko completely avoided the allowing her to just take down Tager, giving Lon another point in his favor. 2-1 over Sprite. This could potentially be match point. This is also Sprite's last chance to swap characters if he so desires.
It's true.
Because that Tager...
Yeah, I was waiting for the Gordo pick, actually.
Yeah, like... Tager's mobility is definitely a tremendous hindrance, but especially against his owner. So I completely understand. Gordo's bigger hitboxes also give him more opportunities to just out-poke.
Alright, one thing to keep in mind though, as we've mentioned before, Yu-Gi-Oh's already at level 3. Level 4, it's amping up. And you don't want to see her get any higher than this, honestly. Like, because once you start seeing level 5, that's whenever things start to get really dicey if she lands the hit.
You have to be very careful from here on out. Even level 5 Yukiko, well, it's no level 9, she's still going to be hitting for a good chunk of change.
Oh my god, backdash is right through. Getting the combo, going to be... That was AK, I didn't even notice.
Yukiko is already at level 8, and any
devious, but unfortunate! Oh, bursts right through the DP. Orya is gonna die for that.
Now, granted, we do have level 8 Yukiko. It is possible. Lon just has to be very careful as any hit.
Lon just has to hit. Oh no. Thankfully, it's only Persona hits. But now it's very doable. Absolutely. Incredibly so, actually.
Yeah, I think just one Augie will kill both either Gordo or Azrael with the health that they have right now, especially if they start taking chip. Just doing their best to...
Oh, that was devious. The hop over, the cross up. That's gonna hurt a lot. It's not quite gonna kill.
But it's going to leave Yukiko in a very precarious position. Blocks the cross up DP, great awareness. Keeps them at full screen with that tremendous pushback from the Persona.
Oh, tried to get a tick throw or some kind of PB read, but unfortunately, no dice. Sprite gonna be catching that and getting the win, tying it up 2-2.
Really fighting it here. It is anyone's game. Both players are proving that if they get in or if they keep you, they will win. But that Gordo change from Tager seems to definitely be benefiting Sprite, as the added range and just the overall mobility helping a lot to maneuver this neutral that Lon has set up.
Absolutely. It's definitely proving to be less of a liability than what Tager was.
I think most importantly, Gordo has an easier time of hitting Yukiko's 6B when it is called. Although it is not always possible, he at least has a chance at doing so. Unlike Tager, who kind of had to just shoot out a Spark Bolt and pray.
Yeah.
Regardless, we have Aurier in the corner here, going to take a good amount of damage here for this from this combo. Manages to guess correctly on multiple accounts and gets out of the situation successfully. Wow.
Interesting burst right there, but life total's looking pretty even for the most part. I've tried to go for it again, but still no dice. I'm going to be taking a decent amount of punishment for that with throw.
This is almost half of Yukiko's HP. She could very well be one touch as far as Azrael is concerned, but it will take a good amount of effort in order to get into the position in order to make that one hit count. Attempts to anti-air, but not quite able to find the hit. The active switch able to open Gordo up. This is not a dead Gordo, but very sticky situation now, forcing the burst out to Azrael.
Azrael does have the unique option of using Growler as a special to nullify a projectile hit, but it's something that can also be baited. Oh no!
Hadley did not have the meter available for DHC, but Aurier is now bleeding.
I will say one other thing to keep in mind. We are in Rampage time. Passive meter gain is a thing. Oh no!
Gordo is out of...
No,
not
he's not
out of there. And
Aurier
the
is,
DP
though.
connects. As far... in this situation,
it.
yeah. Provided nothing goes awry, this will be able to take down Yukiko as she is a 16k character, lowest health pool in the game. Sprite uses DHC to confirm the combo, taking out Yukiko and advancing, securing his spot in Grand Final.
Unfortunate. Yeah, Lon calling the 4P during that super actually kept him from being able to DHC and kill off the Gordo, which is very unfortunate. It definitely could have helped make things a bit more manageable, but them's the breaks.
I played so bad. I had so many opportunities to kill and I just didn't.
You hate to see
That,
it.
I
that
don't
sometimes.
I don't feel too great about that. GG's, but like, man.
Well,
Well, dust yourself off. You've still got more matches.
That I do.
speaking of matches, we got one ready for us right now. Anima versus Mugen. So, is this the first time that they've faced off in this bracket?
I believe so, yeah.
Maybe it's just Mugen seeing the Labras against Mugen and thinking of another match.
Yeah.
But this will decide who gets to move on to losers finals for the honor to face you. Let's see how this plays out.
Going in with the Hakumen funny. Nice block on the overhead.
I guess attempting, using Labras's enormous 4P to try to get something going. Doesn't tech, which doesn't allow Hakumen to actually get a throw. Big Hadley pops almost immediately, so no real damage done. However, Hakumen is at red health and bleeding.
Let's out with the super, but not quite working out. Hakumen going to be getting a nice chunk of damage. Ooh, a nice 2-1 4P check, but not able to convert into a combo.
Despite the very long counter hit state. Oh yeah, that is would have been a clean burst if not for the fact that he active switch and a 60 halo coming back around and hitting up. Now in the corner, that manages to escape and is now putting on the pressure using Labras's patented high-low mix. Okay.
PhD setup probably? Yeah.
Yep. Managed to avoid the instant overhead. Switches over to Labras as well in order to Well, actually, Labrys is the one that's lower on health. I suppose they're just feeling confident that they can... Okay, I would cross combo during the overhead, probably not the best way to mess you. Either way, managed to take down the Platinum, leaving solo Hakumen against both an Aegis and a Labrys, who are, sadly, oh, wow.
I'm surprised Labrys didn't die in that situation, honestly.
I would imagine that she should have died, considering how much HP she had. Maybe I can only theorize why that did not kill. Regardless, that is 1 point for Anima on the board. It's still anyone's game, as that game went down to the both teams very low on health. Mungan might have to change it up a bit here and try to stop Aegis's offense from really getting too crazy.
Going for those Hakumen corner loops here, unfortunately drops out of the combo. Going for some standard Aegis stuff, did not keep it all burst safe, unfortunately. Negative fire coming out, but the Hakumen 6B in the back going to be allowing for some coverage there, but regardless, gets hit once more. This Aegis is going to town. Santa, the sandwich scenario, nice block so far, but it gets hit by the 2A. Doesn't have enough meter to kill, I don't think so, but still, regardless, going to be putting Platinum in a quite an uncomfortable situation. Nice use of the EX Chain Knuckle, and actually going to be getting such a crazy confirmed and unfortunate burst out of the situation. Platinum will be going down. A nice smash out as well. Anima currently in favor of this right now, but it can end at any moment.
Absolutely. Hakumen's damage is not to be understated. However, he will not have the chance to do damage if he doesn't get the hit, which he does. This should be Labrys going down for the count. Guarantees that by going straight into super. It is now solo Hakumen versus solo Aegis. Sadly, Hakumen's resonance has run out, and Aegis going into resonance for a stylish finish, that combo.
Yes. And Anima putting 2 on the board. And I can't say, like, FBW hasn't been able to, like, kind of attack back in a lot of these scenarios, but yeah, that Aegis mix is always so disgusting to have to deal with. Even with that character that has a counter like Hakumen, it's like, it's so many layers that you have to worry about, and it's been kind of the main cause of a lot of the unfortunate stuff that has been going on at FBW. Not to downplay the Labrys at all, for sure. Their pressure game with the Labrys has been relatively good, and it's been making sure that there's always damage on the table with how much axe speed she's been gaining.
Absolutely. I also think that Labrys's just overall greater range compared to Aegis helps a lot in the very all the scramble situations that these two players have been creating. Yuki Kaze hit at just the right moment such that Labrys just does not get hit by it. Regardless, putting Hakumen into the corner, hitting a 5C, cashing out, not quite enough to kill though. But finishes the job anyway with the overhead.
I got the 4A. They're going to be putting Platinum in a potentially dangerous scenario here with the red axe, and gets the TRM too. I think enough will be able to be built here where this should be a kill here. FBW might be going down as long as this combo is confirmed. Yeah, super coming out. Does a lot of damage. Aegis going to come in. Boom. 3-0 victory here for Anima.
Clean and especially dominant final game. Anima seems to have gotten Mugen's number, able to advance into losers finals. Regardless, great showing from both players.
They will be my opponent to see if I get that run back against Sprite Cranberry in the winner's side. Good luck, gamers.
Best of luck to both of you. May you have great and smooth matches. as we prepare here to commentate said matches. Now we are all very familiar already with both Anima and Lon's teams. Both of these players are very used to their teams that they're using in the ratio tournament. They have not had to adjust at all for the rules here. So this will be essentially just a regular tournament match for both.
Honestly, yeah, that's an interesting case where, despite the ratio system sort of limiting a lot of people, it's like, no, they already play teams that fit that.
So this will essentially be both players at their most comfortable, which is, you know, essentially at their best, you could say.
Oh, yep, the active swap. Good block on the burst, too. I was kind of wondering which way that would come in from.
Can bursts even cross up like that? I am not sure. Regardless, Lon is really putting Anima through the grinder here in the corner, going straight into super to guarantee that minimum.
Or a minimum damage. Funny.
That's a lot of damage. Labrys is literally at a sliver, so I guess we'll have to carry the team on her back for a bit. Something which she can do, however, it does not look like it is going very well right now, as Lon is once again putting them in the corner, forcing another burst to prevent Aegis from going down.
Oh, yeah.
Labrys VP moment.
It was a very dicey situation to be in, like just right above her, just like kind of hanging above. If you were Platinum, like, you know, doing Swallow Moon, that would have been a little bit more fine, but unfortunately, yeah, just not a good spot to be, especially there.
Especially unfortunate that Lon recognized that he Aurier 2B actually hit Labrys's DP, and because it is armor and not in, he was able to cancel his button into his own DP and hit Labrys.
DP moment, yeah. Multiple instances of video footage why this character is placed where she is. I'm not gonna lie, man.
There is a reason for her placement, absolutely. Getting to the second game, manages to escape Lon's pressure with a well-placed burst. However, we're really just trading hits here. Never mind, we got a full combo here, opened up by the fake.
Oh, unfortunately drop, but I mean, still, at this point, actually, this is actually really fine for Lon, because now you've limited their option to burst out of a situation if you get them in it.
Very true.
Oh! Was not confident in getting that hit. That's so unfortunate.
Oh, that was just a run-up throw. Almost max range throw, I would say. Able to further launch.
Why is this happening? There's no reason for it to be happening. Somebody else hosts the room. For some reason, it's just doing that.
That's very
actually strange. Yeah, no, Anima makes a good point. It's only been their games. Why? I didn't do anything.
This might be the last chance we can withdraw. Okay. You got it, Chief. Alright, room's up. Replaying the match, Sheep?
Yeah, replay the match. I mean, nobody was technically a clear winner there, so
yeah.
That's it. That just, again, there was no indication, like no like disconnected from PSN, no LAN cable disconnect for no reason, like nothing. It just did it.
Hopefully we do not encounter that problem again.
If it happens again with Lon as the host, I don't know, man. I think Anima's cursed.
It's very possible.
Because that's the only player this has happened for.
Cool.
All right. Well, I mean, replaying game 2. I mean, it was looking pretty good for Lon in that game that we were playing, but I don't know. Anima's going to have to pull out quite a few stops here. And this is a start.
It sure is. Off to a pretty solid start, honestly. Immediate sandwich situation for Anima. Lon manages to escape somehow and actually gets their game plan going on Labrys, able to put a dent in them and actually get them to the corner. Already in red health.
What happened? Yeah, Labrys is already dead, or should have been dead.
That. Get Labrys out of there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Igus is now taking the brunt of Yukiko's down to red health as well, while Lon is sitting pretty comfortably.
No way.
Like,
okay, I was gonna say if that punished.
Very well placed, Dimitri, I must say. Actually manages to hit Yukiko, forcing a burst instantly. Otherwise, she would have died.
Good block from Anima.
Anima really on the back foot here, just struggling to find some stable footing. With Labrys down, solo Igus, it is definitely possible given how much he lost. However, these hits are starting to add up. Using missiles to potentially create a beneficial situation is not quite right.
That's crazy that Yukiko's assist actually saved Aurier right there, just at the very, very last possible moment.
Good showing from Lon, able to maintain their advantage no matter how far into no matter how much damage they took. Always able to keep Anima on the back foot, not letting them take the advantage.
Anima's just trying to navigate through this. It's really suffocating pressure that Lon's putting them through, and it's just constantly on the back foot, as you said, just finding a method to get out of it, but no dice. Lon's been very airtight with a lot of these sequences.
Clearly a product of experience and many labbing sessions, able to stop Igus from getting something going there, and starting a combo, leaving them in the corner. And yeah, that Oki situation is pretty hard to react to, as you never really know what's going to happen. Igus really bleeding out. That could have been a terrible happy birthday Igus going down regardless. This is looking very dire for Anima, as with 5 meter on deck. Yeah,
no, that dire is the word. I would say it's curtains, unfortunately.
Yeah, more than dire. It was over.
And that is Lon taking it 3-0 in the set, moving on to get their run back against Sprite in Grand Finals.
Very solid performance from Lon. Fine. Hello, Lon.
Oh, hello. Short intermission before I gotta play against Sprite, but we in there. We in there. We in there.
Oh, you're totally in there, dude. That was dominant. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, is Sprite gonna mess around? Is he gonna bring out the Tager again? Is he just gonna go straight to Gord? Because, like, I mean, all things considered, I know I was saying it wasn't played too well earlier, but like, realistically, those are some really damn close games. So, I feel like if I was in Sprite's shoes, I'd be like, okay, this guy I can't mess around with. I gotta play the real stuff and like go from there. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited to see. You know, he's on the winner side of the bracket. He's got games to lose. But you know, I got my team, and that's how I will live.
I believe in you. You got this. Although, to not seem biased, Sprite, you also got this. Please give us some great games to commentate. Looking forward to this grand finals. I should say winners finals for now. Not quite grand final.
I mean, it is grand finals. It's just grand finals winner side.
Yeah, that's what it is. We'll start as soon as
Sprite is in.
Coins. But
Just want to mention, folks. Oh no, go ahead. You were probably going to say the same thing, honestly.
Yep. Just wanted to remind all of our viewers that we do have a Matcherino. If you type in exclamation point Matcherino, Matcherini, and many other combinations of words, you can graciously donate however much you desire to the pot in order to, which allows us to pay out our players even more than they already will be, given that we already have a pot this time. Very cool. And as an added bonus, whenever you donate, no matter how much, you can leave a comment for us to read out, and it can be whatever you want, within reason. We would like to keep streaming this after all, so please.
Very, very important distinction to make. Yes.
So please consider it for a moment. Either way, we're glad you're here. We're glad you're watching, supporting this game and this bracket. And with that said, our players are good to go. Where they feel comfortable to do so. Grand finals winner side, Lonlily versus Sprite Cranberry.
And it looks like Sprite is going to go full send. Going to see the Azriel Gordeau from them. No Tager, no messing around. Kind of what Lon anticipated, feared. I don't know what the word proper would be, but it was correct. And we're going into it. Game 1. Sprite on winner side. Only has to win 1 set. Lon has to win 2. And already not looking good with that minor happy birthday. What happened there? She's gone. She's gone.
Goodbye, Yukiko. That was a 5v starter, was it not?
I mean, whatever it was, now she's gone, dude.
She's out of there. You might have been able to kill without using the super. I'm not sure. But that is 14.5k.
Just keep it safe. Just keep it safe. Yeah.
Secure the kill. I've learned that lesson as well.
Oh my god, is this going to be a perfect... Gordo sucks, never mind. Oh my god,
oh
just run up anti-air, just do it again!
I mean, a Sprite is evidently feeling themselves here. A perfect to start off grand finals. Very dominant showing. Just not allowing Lon any time to do anything at all. Lon will have to... He's going to have to change something up. You can't let Sprite get away with all that.
I mean, yeah, it's... You can't let him get away with that, but at the same time, you can't be too impatient against him because we just saw what happened.
You gotta strike that perfect balance. Which, we've seen Lon do it before. But after such a game, Sprite is probably going to be feeling themselves, going to be emboldened. And we can already see the product of that here, already taking a good chunk of damage on Ori. Catches the tech out by dropping the combo on purpose. Drops the combo on accident this time, though. Oh, that could have been very bad for you.
Could have been incredibly bad, actually.
Making good use of Growler there to nullify Yukiko's attempts at zoning. However, Lon manages to get in anyway, start a combo on Azrael. The first real damage on the board on his side. A very well placed burst, hitting both characters and just nullifying that cross combo situation entirely. This could be, that is Ori out of the picture already.
All up to solo Yukiko, only fire level 1 too. Sprite's been doing a good job of keeping her from gaining those fire levels passively. And, ooh, very good super from Lon there.
Ideal super to use. Manages to block a DP, this could be big. Very little meter off. so couldn't manage to get a kill or meter dump. However, Azrael is now forced to be in the back lest he risks losing it. Also managed to get another hit on Gordo, making good progress as Yukiko still has not taken any other hit.
Good TRM. Lon starting to bring this back. Still only has fire level 3, so it's not like hyper lethal situations, but every little hit counts. Every little hit's adding up to the point where Lon's bringing it back.
So with enough patience and gap, it is always possible to bring it back. Maybe with a bit of impatience.
Oh no! Whoa, no! Not able to convert off that stray hit. That could have been dead actually.
Regardless, this is definitely looking like as Azrael has very little health, even with resonance to recover.
Oh no, that's big!
Ooh, that.
Oh, it's not dead. It's close to it, but it's not dead.
Unless he drops a combo, this is still one hit away on either side. Both players doing their utmost to achieve the win condition.
Rampage time. Something else to keep in mind. Not dead for that. It's still anybody's game. It can still go either way.
You can cut the tension with a butter knife.
No, yeah. Unfortunately, you do have to respect if Growler procs, and unfortunately got caught by the follow-up afterwards. And oh man, it's looking pretty good for Sprite. Up 2-0. You can, I mean, Lon has to pull himself together, do whatever he can to bring it back for a reset. By the way, this is only the first set. He needs to bring it back 3-0 and then needs to play another set after this. This is going to be a tough hill to climb.
There's a lot to be done. And one of my favorite phrases can be well said here. There is only one path, and it is forward for Lon and for Sprite. And as we can see, similarly to all previous games up until now, we're already in the corner. Corey is down to HP, just under half.
No. Oh, the fans dodged. Second verse, same as the first, is what we're seeing right now. And oh no. Oh, not looking good for Lon.
Detect out of the corner and got hit for his troubles. Managed to create some distance and activating cross combo. Actually got a hit on go here, so can actually start making some progress, especially with Yukiko. Actually 2 fire boosts on the board now, which can help a lot in the long run if there's a long run to be had. I think Yukiko dropped out, so this is actually a big punish if it didn't drop.
It's still doable in quotes, but it is so tough. Yeah, no.
Absolutely no. Lon's team is running on fumes right now. One touch for both characters. However, if he manages to keep tagging Sprite like this, it is entirely possible as goal. Already.
Oh no, yeah, weird hit right there. She's dead. What? He wasn't able to burst. I'm not saying you probably could have killed, but you could have done a lot more than that.
That was one of the most unfortunate drops.
No.
Uh-oh.
That's gonna still hit you.
Oh, and that still hit Azrael though. He did not care very.
Oh.
Okay.
It's doable. It's doable for Lon, but I was gonna say that to be whiff. No, wanted to go for the EX, but both of them fumbling.
Now,
the nerves, the tension.
Unlike the previous match, Gordo does not have a dedicated
anti-projectile function. Oh no! Tried to go for the reset. Oh my god!
Tried to predict that Lon would jump, but Lon does not take the bait. Manages to take down Gordo, but that was down to the wire.
Oh man. You guys can't keep doing this to me, man. So it's like I think one person's gonna win, and then it's not happening.
Ready.
This is taking years off my life. Entering the fourth game, Lon's still on the back foot, but actually managed to get a win on the board. Let it be known, it is always possible. All right, off to a better start than other matches with Aurier in the corner, just the other one, I suppose. Cashing out immediately just for damage. And Sprite still continuing their pressure, but eats a throw. Lon is now the one on the offensive. Manages to open Gordeau up again, forced burst to prevent any more damage on Gordeau. Manages to tag Yukiko with the 6P. That is an interesting... I've never seen Azrael, Growler, or... That looks pretty funny. Okay, one big difference for this match compared to the other ones, Yukiko has to get a lot more fire boosts on the table. Level 6 already, with both teams having, you know, relatively healthy characters, which means she can make great use of that. Fire boost level 6 is
Big
definitely
happy
enough.
birthday. Oh, I think that's it.
Could be the end.
That's it. No, that's it.
That's it. And with that tremendous happy birthday, Sprite wins the fourth match of Grand Finals winner's side, winning 31 over Lonlily and winning this week's WNF Ratio Tournament. Congratulations, Sprite Cranberry.
I don't feel good about that one.
It's unfortunate, but that's how it is, man.
That was rough.
I'll say my spiel, but I'm gonna